We know that on receipt of a final response to an invite, the upstream user agent client sends back an ACK to acknowledge it's been delivered reliably. That's the purpose of the ACK, to report reliable delivery. So here's a question. Is the ACK a request or a response? Have a think and press play when you're ready and we'll compare notes. Is the ACK a request or a response? Well, considering its behavior, it feels like a response in that it doesn't start anything and in that it simply responds to confirm reliable delivery. But what do we know about rules to distinguish requests and responses? Well, requests are identified by the method type in the start line, whereas responses are identified by the status code and reason phrase in the start line. And the ACK, applying the rule, we see a method type. Despite its behavior, the ACK is a request. Watch out for the ACK. If there's a rule to break, the ACK will try and break it. In fact, we've already encountered 2 occasions in which the ACK breaks the rules. Why not take a moment now and jot down the 2 rules that are broken by the ACK? Have a think and press play when you're ready, and we'll compare notes. The first rule is that a request should start something. Perhaps start a call, start the transfer of a call, or start the end of a call. The ACK doesn't start anything. It only acknowledges reliable delivery of a final response to an invite. It's like a glorified response to a response. And the second rule, remember the definition of a transaction, how it begins with a request and ends with a final response. The ACK, following a success response, is a transaction all by itself, no final nor provisional responses. So in summary, the ACK is a request, not a response. Its purpose is to acknowledge reliable delivery of the final response to an invite. The ACK seems to break the rules. Whereas requests should start something, the ACK only acknowledges reliable delivery of a final response to an invite. And whereas a transaction normally begins with a request and ends with a final response, the ACK, following a success response, is a self-contained transaction with neither provisional nor final responses.